This is the video that I sort of touched upon last week on one of my Christmas run-up videos, or run-up to Christmas videos I should say, as regards to a package that I was waiting for, and it's arrived today. I can't really see much from that, but it's a FedEx express delivery or whatever, international priority delivery, straight from Japan. And I suspect that you know, obviously from the title of this video, actually what this is. So let's get straight into this. This is hopefully it's a PlayStation Vita that was released, came out in Japan on the 17th of December. Now actually, I did and ah about actually buying this purely because of the cost through a certain importer that I normally use in the UK. And I've gone direct to a guy or a company in Japan called Solaris, and they've been, wow, they've got a real good reputation for supplying goods, and actually bought my XRGB 3 off them, which was sometime this year, actually earlier on this year, and the company was absolutely great. Jacob, who runs Solaris, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, basically I buckled in the end, and I actually bought the PlayStation Vita. I was going to wait until it actually came out on general release in the UK, which is the 22nd of February, I think. So it's not too long away, but I just couldn't wait. I thought, bollocks to it, I will go and get one on import. So let's see what we got. And actually, I was actually surprised how small the package was, but then it's not actually a massive device, is it? So, they actually threw me in a couple of freebies as part of the package deal, but oh, they're small. Okay, so that's the bundled package of the Vita. This is the Wi-Fi version, not 3D, not the 3G version. I ordered it with 3 games and 1 memory card. So that's the Vita, and it is a surprisingly small box. It's very flat actually, sort of tell from that. That's the rear of the box, so it just says about some of the accessories I think that are available for it. Now, I'll just go through the various things I actually got with this package. That is the 8GB, can't get my words out at the moment. That is the 8GB PS Vita memory card, and these are specific to the Vita, so no other type of memory card will fit. Undoubtedly, in the months to come, there'll be third-party cards that are being made available, but it's got to be a proper PS Vita card for it to work with the PlayStation Vita, and apparently some of the games don't work unless you've got the memory card, so you are pretty scuppered into actually buying one of those. Jacob gave me a couple of freebies. One of them was a cleaner strap. What the hell's a cleaner strap? Oh right, okay. Little strap for it. It's got a cleaner on the end, which is this thing here. And that's got a little cloth sort of side to it, so I suppose you can use that to clean the screen. It was free, so thank you, Jacob. And a protective film as well for the screen. So that's a Sony, official Sony film protector. And the 3 games. And the 3 games that I bought, and these are amazingly small actually, these this game cartridge. If I mean, obviously it's a lot smaller than the PlayStation 3. Obviously the games are smaller, but if you compare that, that's PlayStation 3 box, and that's a PS Vita box. A lot smaller and a lot thinner. So I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 3, sorry, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's there. I bought Blaze Blue, Continuum Shift Extend, which is the latest version of that game, another fighting game. And I bought Uncharted. There's about 12 games out for it on release, and I may get some other ones, but the good, I mean obviously I'll try and go through and explain this, but the good thing about the PS Vita is the fact that you can actually download all the games that are available at the moment. You can download off the Japanese PlayStation network, and the only way you can do that is either with a Japanese credit card or Japanese PlayStation points, and you can actually now buy Japanese PlayStation points electronically. So I will have a look at that over the next few days to see what I can download. So even though, and they are actually cheaper on download than they are to buy the physical versions. Excuse me. And the only downside to that is that you can only have one type of region PlayStation Vita account on your, PlayStation Network account on your PlayStation Vita at any one time. So for instance, if I create a Japanese PlayStation Network account on my Vita, I can download games, but if I wanted to connect to the UK network, which very well I will want to do once it's been released and up and running in this country, is that I lose all the content I've downloaded. So if I pay for games, I'll lose them. So that's the only downside. I might possibly buy another PlayStation Vita, to be fair, a UK one. It all depends on what goes on between now and February really, and whether or not I actually want to download any games. It is region free as regards to physical media, so if I get UK games, it will work on the Japanese version of the console. So I've done a quick run through then of actually what I've got in the package, so let's just have a look to see what this baby's all about. Right, so that's the box opened up, and we have a pamphlet on the top, sort of concertina pamphlet. It's all in Japanese. I can't read Japanese, so that's pretty useless to me. But look, there's a fair amount of information that's already on YouTube about people that have gone through this, that have described what each thing is, if there's anything that's important that's in some Japanese documentation or whatever. There's another doobry in there. Again, no use to me because I can't read. Well, I can't read Japanese. I can read, but not Japanese. Right. Okay, we've got a power adapter. Yeah. Little power brick, so that plugs straight to the mains. And I think they are they're 100 volts to 240 volts, so they'll work here in the UK, which is great. So you've got the USB cable, which is so you've got USB end that either goes into the power adapter or goes into your PC or the PlayStation 3, and you've got the end that goes into the PS Vita, which is actually different than the PSP or the PSP Go. So that's a specific lead for the PlayStation Vita, and you've got the import version or the Japanese version or US version of the power cord, which is no use to me. But then we got the Vita. And there's some other odds and sods in here, another manual and no warranty by the looks of it. Ooh, thing of beauty. Right, this is the PlayStation Vita. Right, I just thought I would actually do a slightly different filming technique really for the Vita, so you get nice, close and personal up to it. Right, so this is the amazing PlayStation Vita. So apologies for my crap camera skills, I'll apologise for those now. So we have the thumb pads or nubs or whatever you want to call them on the left and right. There's two of those. And there's a PlayStation button there, which is supposed to be used for, well, amongst other things, to show you the charging level of the Vita when it's plugged into the charger. We have the normal 4 buttons here, which have got quite a nice click to them actually. They're quite solid buttons. And of course we've got the D-pad there, which feels really nice. The fact that all the buttons actually meet in the middle, if you see that, it feels really nice on your finger. The old PlayStation Portable PSP, or even the standard PlayStation controller isn't like that. That feels really good. I'm hoping that'll feel really good actually for fighting games. And of course we've got the normal shoulder buttons. So we've got one there, and we've got one there. That there is the front-facing camera. Now the actual screen is pretty huge. I'll compare it against the PSP in a minute actually. I'll just carry on going through what the PlayStation Vita is as regards to what it's got on it. So we've got a speaker there on the right and speaker there on the left. You've got these cutouts here, which for things like carrying straps, etc. If we just turn it on its side there, the port in the middle is the, I think, is the sorry, let's move over there, is for the charging lead, or the USB connector lead I should say, and the port to the right of that is for headphones. Now that there, that's where the memory cards go. So that's the little door that you can pull down. I won't do that at the moment, purely because I'll end up dropping the camera. Now if I just turn it over completely, now this pad here at the back, at the top you've got the rear facing camera, which is there, and this pad here is supposed to be the touch sensitive pad. How that's going to work I haven't got a clue. I've seen it in various demos of the actual machine. You tell there by the model number, this is the 1000 series, so it's obviously the original series that comes out. It'll be interesting to see what happens as regards to certain things with the PlayStation Vita in the future, as regards to certain specific models doing special things. I won't go into too much detail about that at the moment. I think you guys will understand what I'm sort of referring to there. There. Right at the top, so starting from the right hand side, we have the volume buttons, left and right, which actually look really nice quality actually. I'm just trying to look over the top of the camera. It looks like brushed aluminium, and it's not, it's plastic. But right, this door here, that is for another type of port. I have opened it and I'm not actually sure what it is. Right, I've just opened those ports, so you see that there. Now that looks like a massive USB connector, but it's not, obviously. I suspect that's something like an AV out or something that's going to be used for future add-ons, etc. in the future future in the future. Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? That hole there is where you're going to stick your memory cards as regards to your games, or your little cartridges for your games. PS Vita on the top, and you've got the on and off switch there. So that's a very sort of quick overview of physically what's on the PS Vita. Now the screen as well, it's fairly huge. It is huge, and it is touch sensitive. And from what I've seen on other YouTube videos, it looks to be really responsive, which is a good thing, obviously being touch sensitive. And it is an OLED screen, so it should mean that the actual clarity of it should be absolutely breathtaking. It should be really sharp, vivid, amazing contrast levels. I have no reason to doubt that, but obviously once I fire that up, I'll be able to see that for myself. So again, that's just a very quick run through really of the actual PlayStation Vita of itself. So let's see what it looks like when it's switched on. Something else I do want to show actually just very quickly is a quick comparison really, a physical comparison between the PlayStation Vita and the previous PlayStation Portable. So if we sort of pull up slightly, I mean it's not massively different in size, to be fair. I mean you know, there is a slight difference certainly in width as regards to the PlayStation Vita being wider, but as you can see hopefully on that video that the screen is slightly wider as well. It's slightly wider and slightly taller. I mean weirdly enough, and the original PSP is actually slightly thicker than the PS Vita, but I mean they're fairly common in the sort of form factor really, certainly as regards to the way they look. And to be fair, I mean I never thought the PSP was an ugly console. I actually prefer the layout of the keys and the way you hold it against the PSP Go. I do find the PSP Go isn't that great. I think because of where the keypad is, your D-pad and your buttons and so forth. It's not very ergonomic to me really, especially for certain types of games, you know, fighting games and so forth. But that's the PlayStation Vita, and that's the original PSP. So they are extremely similar. They are extremely similar in size, if anything. And if we just compare now, if we move that to one side, and we compare it to the PSP Go. Now obviously the PSP Go is a hell of a lot smaller. You know, there is a big difference between the PS Vita and the PSP Go, but obviously the PSP Go needs to be pulled out to access you know, the pad underneath and the buttons and so forth. But so I just thought I'd give you a sort of quick comparison really there of the sizes of the various PlayStation Portable devices. Okay, let's swiftly move on to what this device looks like all fired up, and I just thought I'd do a sort of fairly quick run through of one of the games. So this is Ultimate Marvel vs Capcom 3, and if we just move that over we can see what it all looks like. Very nice packaging as regards to the art on the graphics box. Sorry, on the graphics box, on the game box itself. Now the actual games for PlayStation Vitas do come on their own sort of cartridges, and here's a cartridge. So this is a PlayStation Vita cartridge, not too dissimilar in reality to a SD card really, by the looks of it. Very similar actually, and I'm not actually sure I'm sure I've got an SD card somewhere I could throw up against this to show you the sort of relative size, but it does look very similar to an SD card. But yeah. Now, as regards to the packaging on these games, with actually what you get, what you get included is virtually zilch. Basically, you just get some pamphlets, as you can see here. Now, apparently, all the games for the PlayStation Vita have some form of manual that is actually digital on the game itself. So you read the manual on the game, which, you know, as its plus and minuses, means they can, in theory, get more in there and actually give you more information. But as regards to a game package that you get, it sort of diminishes part of its value, certainly as a hard copy of the game, and in some respects makes you think about the digital versions of these games are probably a bit more sensible, because they're certainly cheaper. But you know, I can understand that's probably the reason why the actual instructions of the games are digital as part of the game itself. You know, so it gets around the fact of the issues you get with digital downloads. So that's the actual medium. So you need to get used to these guys, because these are what you're going to be sticking in your PS Vita, a little memory card, which is obviously a lot bigger than the actual memory card that you need. Well, the proper memory card really that you need for the PlayStation Vita. So yeah, just want to quickly show you as well the PlayStation button charging status. As you can see there, this unit's on charge and the PlayStation button itself is in orange. I think when it is fully charged it goes out, so you don't see that anymore, but obviously that's charging at the moment. But hopefully there'll be enough charge in there for me to actually show you this unit up and running. So we'll have a look at that now. Right, I just thought I'd show you the boot up sequence of the Vita. Not sure how it's going to come out on this video, but we'll give it a go. So let's hold the power button. Hopefully that'll be enough. There you go. Now you won't be able to make this out on the video, I suspect, but that screen is absolutely pin sharp. It really is. So that's asking me to do something. So it's to take the corner. Ooh. Select the language. English. Next. Greenwich Mean Time. Oh, what's happening here? London. Oh. Choose a date. I'm just going to stop this now actually. I've just gone through some basic setup and it's sort of running some sort of demo video as part of the initial setup, and and the clarity is absolutely unbelievable. It really is. You can tell the resolution of this screen is so much higher than the PlayStation Portable. You know, you're not going to make it out in this video, but it looks absolutely mint. It really does. So basically all I've done is I've gone through, set the language, the date and the time, and we are where we are. So we're at the sort of home screen now. Something the PlayStation Vita has moved away from is your traditional PlayStation 3 or PSP doobry, whatever you call this, the media sort of menu system. And they've sort of changed to this sort of bubble arrangement, so you don't get the menu structure that perhaps you're used to now on the PlayStation 3 and certainly the PSP. Now, whether or not this is going to be something that they're going to roll out on the next PlayStation, I presume it may be, but you know, it is what it is, and this is what we've got to deal with at the moment. So I'm now going to insert Marvel vs. Capcom, and we'll see what that looks like. Right, so something I mentioned previously was the fact that the actual user manuals are all electronic now, and they're part of the game itself. So if we click on, we press the manual button there, it will start to load that manual up, and you'll see at the bottom it's saying page 1 of 26. So you can use your normal swipe move to go through. Obviously it's all Japanese at the moment, but so it's telling you what the contents is, and it will go through various parts of the manual now. So I can certainly see the benefit of this, because it means that you've always got information there with you all the time, really. You can go through and you know, find out your special moves without having to worry about actually getting your physical manual out. Something I've got to say is that limited use that I've had of this Vita is that the screen, as regards to the touch side of it, is absolutely brilliant. It really is good, and it you know, with the limited use I've had, it feels as good as my iPhone. It really does. It's very, you know, you know, you don't need to sort of hard press on the screen. It's very responsive. You know, it seems to do what you want it to do. For that, that's just flowing. So yeah, so far so good. So let's see what Marvel vs. Capcom, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 looks like on the PlayStation Vita. So it's just loading up now, or whatever it's got to do, it's doing. Now this specific game hasn't moaned about the fact I haven't got a memory card in, and I haven't actually inserted additional memory card yet, so I can only assume it doesn't need one. Now, like I said, not all games need a memory card, but some won't work apparently without a memory card in. I can't really show you the clarity of that screen any better than what it's doing at the moment, to be honest, but right, so got some game modes there, so let's go for offline mode. Single. I'm just going to quickly go through this purely because I can't play and film at the same time, so I just want to give you guys a bit of insight to what it looks like. But I've got to be honest, it looks absolutely phenomenal. Well, I'm literally playing, you know, with one finger here. It is so smooth, it's unbelievable. It really is smooth. And you can tell the high resolution compared to, you know, your previous handheld consoles. The screen's just absolutely sublime, it really is. It looks absolutely awesome. It's so smooth. You know, the colours are just, it is pretty impressive, I've got to be honest. I can imagine some of the other games coming out for this in the future will just look absolutely amazing. So that is a, I won't call it a quick run through because this video has been going on for some time, but that is a run through of the PlayStation Vita and packaging, what the Vita is, what it looks like, and also a quick game play, or certainly a game running on it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Speak to you all again soon.